We're at Richardson Auditorium in Alexander Hall on the campus of Princeton University. This venue is primarily used for classical concerts. Alexander Hall was originally built between 1892 and 1894. It was dedicated in 1894 by the class of 1894. And the original purpose was the original convocation hall, commencement hall for the university, to house the entire university body, faculty, staff, and to basically serve as a full university lecture space. The last time it was able to serve that purpose was in 1922. Alexander Hall was designed in the Richardsonian Romantic or Richardsonian Romanesque style, which is Henry Hodson Richardson, who's an architect who's very popular at the probably early to mid 1800s. One of the wonderful things about the mosaics at the very back of our hall is they were designed by Holzer, and some of the tiles are actually Tiffany glass. There is Tiffany glass throughout this building as well, in all of our exterior windows and in our rose window. People rave about the acoustics of this building. Tonight we actually have Westminster Choir College's homecoming concert.
I think Westminster has always been a home base, a repository for American choral music. I think our proximity to Philadelphia and New York and our work with the major orchestras of the world, that is one of the greatest opportunities that we have.
In the last few months, the Westminster Choir has performed with Andrea Bocelli and the New York Philharmonic in Central Park, with the Berlin Philharmonic in Carnegie Hall, and with the Philadelphia Orchestra at the Kimmel Center. Back home in Princeton, at Alexander Hall, the famed choir took center stage and performed a new work composed by one of their own.
Tonight we're recording White Stones, which was written by Thomas LaVoy. He's one of our junior composition majors. And this young composer wrote this piece with a text set by his mother. And the piece deals with a young boy who has nightmares and the mother trying to calm the boy down. So it's an exquisite setting. It shows real promise and talent of this young composer.
To hear your works performed by some of the best choral ensembles, really in the world is pretty incredible. White Stones was my first real choral work that I put together. I began writing it at age 16, and I spent about 8 months writing it. It actually refers to my oldest brother, Lucas, who is also a composer. When he was a very young child, he had terrible night terrors. So this poem is about waking up to that and having to comfort your child in the middle of the night when they are absolutely terrified. And it's interesting. It speaks to a lot of stuff about fear and the sort of vulnerability of children, and how sometimes we think the fears of children are silly, but then oftentimes we look at a child who's genuinely afraid and then we become afraid. I know, if not all of the members of Westminster Choir this year. I know most of them, and to hear them come together and to sing a work of mine and having a sense of community, it was amazing. It really was.